And Halloween, of course, as we just pointed out, just days away. And this morning we are exploring its very ancient and spooky origins.
Yeah, joining us live from Ireland, we have Gabe Saglie from Travelzoo. Gabe, I'm very curious, why Ireland?
Well, wouldn't you know, this is exactly where it all started 2,000 years ago. Now, I'm in the city of Trim. That's Trim Castle. If you saw the movie Braveheart, you know Trim Castle. And about 45 minutes west of Dublin. But 15 minutes from where I am right now, there's a Hill of Warden. I got to visit this recently. Kind of a magical place. This is where, through archaeological digs and carbon dating of remains found here, they've determined the very first Halloween ceremonies, Samhain it was called back then, were performed. They were basically pagan and sacrificial ceremonies, but they were done on October 31st because back then, that was the end of the calendar year and the day where the veil between this world and the next would have been at its thinnest, meaning the odds that ghosts would be traveling over were pretty good. So Samhain, 2,000 years ago here in Ireland, Halloween to you and me today.
Wow.
And so, Gabe, I got to ask, I mean, did you get any goosebumps when you went ahead and visited the site? Do you still feel sort of that haunted feeling there?
Great question. Here's the thing: it's now it's a private farm actually, so we had to get special access. But yeah, no, it's pretty eerie, and the positioning of it is what makes it so cool because there are other adjacent hills which would take part in these sort of in ceremonies, and so there's a whole history as to how and why they were performed. But yeah, once you're there, pretty cool, pretty kind of eerie spot. They're also, and I've spent about a week here, haunted castles and manor houses. Okay, and I got to visit a couple that was simply purported to be haunted. There's a place called Duckett's Grove. There it is. This is in a place called County Carlow to the south. And legend has it, so this was built back in the 1740s. It burned down in the 1930s. But there's a legend that in the tallest tower of this particular home, there it is, a banshee lives there. And at night, see, I was there during the day, so I didn't hear it, but at night, you'll hear her shriek across the night sky. So again, a lot of ghost hunter type folks love to visit a place like Duckett's Grove. I spent a night at a place called Huntington Gardens, where the ghosts of soldiers apparently inhabit the attic. I did survive the night. So yeah, no, this is what draws a lot of people who are simply fans of the spine tingling, but who are also starting to embrace that story, that history of Halloween's roots right here in Ireland.
Yeah, that banshee shrieking in the night. I'm glad for you that you didn't have to hear that. It sounds terrifying. So I could only imagine, I mean, here at Halloween in the U.S., we go trick-or-treating, everyone dresses up. What do they do in Ireland? How do they celebrate?
So it's all about the festivals here. Here in Trim, they host the Puka Festival. I was here for this in 2019. It took a pause during the pandemic, but it makes its grand return this weekend. So there's Puka. She was a sort of mythological shapeshifter. She could bring you good luck or bad luck. Either way you wanted to behave if Puka was around. But this is now several days of parades and live performances and acrobatics and spectacle that draws not only folks from all over the country, but from all over the world as well. So it's becoming a bit of an international phenomenon as more and more flights get added out of the U.S. Drawing people to, at this time of year in particular, who basically are trying to embrace that long-standing history and all those traditions that still remain to this day. By the way, when they thought that ghosts would be traveling over on that October 31st back then, they would wear masks to try to scare and confuse those ghosts. Well, we wear masks today at Halloween. And again, one of many traditions that remain to this day. Yeah.
Okay, protects us. I have to ask Gabe, Guinness. I've had a Guinness in Ireland. It has never tasted any better since. Like, there is just a special way they do it in Dublin. Yeah, I still dream about it. Have you been able to experience
come on back.
that?
There's plenty more.
Okay. Yes, they do have a plenty supply right there. It looks beautiful.
It's a beautiful day out here, in fact. Yeah, the blue skies, I'm claiming having brought this over from Southern California, and they're happy with it. So, yeah, it's a beautiful day out here in Trim. A little breezy, but come on, you can't beat this view.
Amazing. All right. Stay spooky out there, Gabe. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes, I will. I'll survive. Good to see you guys.
Good to see you.